Do you know what a paradox is? You should, especially if you're interested in making peace with the terrifying fact that you won't be here forever. We might laugh at that or claim we've made peace with it, but most of us haven't. In The Gifts of Imperfection, Brené Brown explains how we often avoid discomfort by numbing ourselves, and what is more uncomfortable than the idea of our own mortality. We live in a world of distraction. Scroll, binge, swipe, repeat. But we can't swipe away death. And paradoxically, that might be exactly what saves us. Here's the first problem. We're addicted to certainty, and it's making us fragile. Will Durant once said, "The love of certainty is the root of all dogma." And wow, he's right. When we try to force life into black and white categories, good, bad, right, wrong, success, failure, we lose the flexibility needed to actually live in a truly multi-chromatic and chaotic world. Second problem. We deny contradictions, and it makes us psychologically rigid. Alan Watts, in The Wisdom of Insecurity, explains it's our obsession with security, emotional, spiritual, and even financial, that actually makes us more anxious. We fear truths that don't fit into clean boxes: mortality, uncertainty, contradictions. We just pretend they're not there. But ignoring a paradox doesn't make it go away. All it does is make us less prepared and more afraid when it finally catches up to us. Third, when we don't wrestle with paradox, we risk inflating our egos or burning out entirely. Paradoxes remind us that we are limited, and that's humbling. Gareth Southwell, who writes about philosophical paradoxes, explains how facing contradiction leads to self-awareness. But when we reject those limits, our egos become brittle, prone to collapse or domination. Either we try to control everything, or we break under the pressure. So, how can we fix this? The solution isn't to solve a paradox, it's to engage with it on purpose. Think of a paradox like emotional and mental strength training. Choose a paradox like, to find yourself, you must get lost. Or, you're only free when you accept limits. Now, don't fix it. Don't Google it. Sit with it. Let it sit there until it presses against your brain enough for it to hurt just a little. Then breathe. That's the whole move. That hurt is the growth. Kelly McGonigal in The Upside of Stress shows that it's not avoiding challenge that builds strength, it's grappling with it. Wrestling with paradox is resilience training. It's mental yoga. It strengthens your ability to hold tension without snapping. Now I get it. But paradoxes are confusing. They make my head hurt. Yeah, that's the point. Just like working out makes your muscles sore, wrestling with paradox stretches your brain. Roy Sorensen, in A Brief History of the Paradox, says that paradoxes aren't meant to be solved. They're meant to stimulate deep thought and intellectual humility. Or in other words, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And that's not defeat, it's maturity. So, what would it look like if we lived this way? Imagine a world where embracing uncertainty wasn't a weakness, but a sign of wisdom. People wouldn't need to be right all the time. Disagreement wouldn't be threatening, it'd be an opportunity to learn. We'd be more resilient, more grounded, more connected. Instead of pretending we had all the answers, we'd ask better questions. Instead of division, there'd be dialogue. Instead of ego, empathy. And what if we don't make this shift? We'll keep running from discomfort, keep clinging to false certainty, and eventually we'll break under the realities we're not prepared to face. Our egos will grow, but our wisdom will shrink. Paradoxes are mirrors. They reflect both our limits and our potential. If nobody knows everything, and nobody's always right, and nobody's actually a nobody, then all of us somebodies, we're imperfect, we're flawed, and that's okay. Because we must, to progress, we must fail. But we've only lost if we quit. And even if we get lost, paradoxically, it might just be the best way for us to find ourselves. So thank you for hanging out with me and wrestling with this just a little bit. I hope your brain hurts.